Did you know you can marry a man without telling him you're transgender?
The idea of kissing someone, let alone sleeping with someone, without knowing right off the bat that they accept me for who I am, makes me want to spew vomit.
When should trans women tell their date that they're trans? For some odd reasons, this is a controversial question, and the trans community is torn about it. Let's watch.
I don't think trans people are obligated to tell the people that we're dating that we're trans. At least not right away. Think about it. In the context of dating and in society in general, cis people aren't expected to disclose private, sensitive, intimate details about what they have between their legs before they even meet people.
But is your biology a detail about who you are? No. Of course, you don't need to reveal your sexual fantasies to a man on the first date, but he has to know if you're a man or a woman.
I mean, I'm not on dating apps asking dudes how big their dick is so I can decide whether or not I like them before even giving them a chance.
Well, that's because you're attracted to males and you know it. But you don't know if the man you're pursuing are attracted to trans women. You don't know if a man is down to have sex with you, a trans woman. You don't know if he's only attracted to biological women. I just want to add that bisexuals aren't automatically attracted to trans people. No one can make that assumption.
Are you gay or straight?
I'm bi.
I actually haven't asked a bi person this before. Would you date a trans man or woman?
Me personally, no. It's not my type.
Even though you're bi, so you like both?
Even though I'm bi, it just ain't my thing.
So why are trans people expected to provide a detailed rundown of our entire medical history and all the surgeries we've had and give extensive details about what's between our legs?
Because you respect the men you want to date on like a basic level? You know you're different, and then you have an obligation to tell your date that you're different. You need the man's consent. He wouldn't be able to consent to sleeping with you if you're not honest about what you are, who you are. And that's effed up.
It's honestly ridiculous, absurd, and transphobic. My belief is this: if you are really that adamantly opposed to dating a trans person, you should put it in your profile that you are against dating trans people, and you should make it a point to ask all potential partners and dates whether or not they're trans. The onus should be on you, not on the trans person.
Were you dropped as a baby? Zero accountability. Wow, this is a trans activist in a nutshell. Trans activists are all so arrogant. They want you to do everything for them. Trans activists want you, a regular person, to be their slave, while they sit on their thrones like... It's so ridiculous, I can't. Girl, it's so easy to put on your dating profile, I'm trans. The difference between a trans activist and a regular transsexual is a trans activist want the world to change for them, while a transsexual want to change themselves to be a part of society, the real world.
I do think that as trans people, we should tell new partners about our transness before things become intimate. And that's really more for safety reasons than anything else.
More than anything else, meaning respecting others. You don't care about anyone else but yourself. You're literally saying, I should tell a guy I'm trans before I sleep with him for my own safety. Not because it's the moral thing to do, the right thing to do. Because when having sex, there are two people involved. Sometimes more, but let's not talk about that. Let's not be too degenerate here. Just kidding. I think it's so gross.
Ultimately, as a trans woman, I think it's up to me to decide when I'm ready to share my full story and my truth with someone. I don't think I owe it to anyone to tell them right away or on the first date, second date, third date. It's completely up to me.
Me, 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 me. It's the trans community's national anthem. 2 seconds ago, trans activists claimed that if you don't want to sleep with trans people, you're transphobic. Today, you hear the same people claim that if you are attracted to trans people, if you do want to date them, you're a chaser, meaning someone who only sees trans people as a fetish. Not only do trans activists want to force you to be attracted to trans people, they also want to control how you're attracted to trans people. The reason why I bring this up is, why would trans women especially, who are activists, want to go on dates with men without knowing if they're attracted to trans people? Why do that when they know there's already a group of men who want to date trans women? It doesn't make sense. I don't understand why they're dating men who are just attracted to what they look like with clothes on, without knowing if they're attracted to them naked.
You need to find the courage because telling them that you're trans is not only for them but for you as well. Because imagine if you have been together for 6 months and they don't know that you're trans, and once they know, they back out. Like, imagine the pain.
Are you talking about the man's pain or the trans woman's pain? 6 months, are you crazy? Why don't you just tell the guy before you go on a date with him when you're in the texting stage? My opinion is the earlier the better. Disclose it right away so you're not wasting anyone's time.
So if you tell them now and they back out, you got to know it earlier, so you spared yourself from the immense pain.
Why is nobody talking about the men involved in this? Involuntarily.
But if you're gonna wait for like a longer period of time, you're just gonna make it more painful. It's a personal thing. For some trans women, they don't find it necessary, especially if they've gone through like surgeries and all.
Why should the surgery change anything? My question is, why wouldn't you tell a guy you're dating that you're trans? Why not? Are you embarrassed? Are you ashamed of your transness? What's going on?
At what point in a relationship do you tell your partner that you're trans? Hi, my name's Kenzie. I'm a post-op transgender woman. For me, my answer is very strict. I would not even flirt with someone without them knowing.
Before you write in the comments, oh, she sounds so reasonable, logical and based, keep on listening.
I've had friends say, if you want to get someone, you're struggling and, people are transphobic, why tell them in the first place? There is not a person on earth who deserves my body if they don't accept me for who I am.
And there you have it, the narcissism. The you don't deserve to be in my presence until you affirm me, because everything is about me.
The idea of kissing someone, let alone sleeping with someone, without knowing right off the bat that they accept me for who I am, makes me want to spew vomit.
Thank you. Thank you for saying this. Thank you so much for admitting that you only care about yourself. Then it's not a conspiracy theory that I spew. It's actually what you think and what you fucking say. You're making my job of exposing the trans community so much easier. But wait a minute, didn't I claim in the beginning of this video that the trans community is torn about this question, when to tell a guy you're trans? I did, and it's true. Not all trans women think the same. So before you lose any more brain cells, let me end the video by showing you this.
Did you know you can marry a man without telling him you're transgender, and that's okay? Well, apparently some of the trans women on this app support marrying men without disclosing you're transgender and being with men all the time and not telling any that you're trans. That is the worst, most manipulative thing you could ever do, is be with a man, marry a man without disclosing you're transgender. If you're transgender, you must disclose, period, before anything intimate happens between you two. It is for your personal safety and the respect of the other person you're with. There is no reason you should be with a person if you do not respect their personal preferences and their character. It can really affect someone's mental health if they realize they were with someone who is actually transgender.
I'm literally getting goosebumps. This is the only correct answer to the question. Although I don't like the term personal preferences when we talk about sexual orientation. But she gets it. The reason why it can negatively affect these men's mental health is because they're victims of deception. They thought they were on dates with biological women, but they weren't. So that means the trans women were lying to them. Imagine if a regular woman goes on a date with what she thought was a regular man, but then it turns out, despite him looking like an adult, he's like 14 and she was 30 or 28 something. That would be dishonest as hell. It should not be socially acceptable within any community. It shouldn't be socially acceptable within the trans community to lie to men about your biology, and it shouldn't be acceptable in the real world either.
You need to care about the other person you are with. It is so selfish to not disclose your transgender. Why do you want to waste your time with someone who is not attracted to trans people? Do you not like yourself? Do you think you are so unattractive that no one will like you for being transgender? Do you really think that you don't have to tell men you're trans? That's embarrassing. You need to be with someone who actually likes trans people and not try and trick and fool people into not knowing you're trans. You must disclose.
Go off. And please make more videos like this. It makes my heart so happy to see more trans people speaking up, and I hope to see more in the future. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to see more content like this, remember to hit subscribe and the notification bell. If you want to support me on my channel, you can become a member, or I have my PayPal link in the description down below. Remember to follow me on social media. I love you and I cannot wait to see you in the comments. Peace out.